Hello everybody, welcome back to 539 Productions. I'm not sure exactly what I'm walking into right now, but I'm at the location of another ghost town. This one's known as Pearson, Indiana, and it was also flooded by a reservoir when a local dam was erected here quite some years ago. So I'm going to try and gain access and see exactly how much I can see. It looks pretty flooded though, so I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to see anything at all at this point. There's lots of abandoned stuff in here. I'm pretty sure it's just somebody's property around the edges. And seeing some abandoned trailers. Not a regular trailer like one you would live in. So much like the last location I was in, this is one of the main roads leading in to what once was Pearson, Indiana. You can see it's fairly flooded. I'm gonna have to find a good way to get through all this, but you can kind of see this actually was the area where most of the buildings were, and I think I'm gonna be able to find maybe a few foundations if I can find a trail through. We have had a few thunderstorms here over the last few days though, and it's been making a lot of this place inaccessible. There's just tons of debris, and I'm guessing that's been from the constant flooding here over the last few months. Definitely one of the harder places I've had to maneuver through. It's looking pretty bad at this point, to be honest. And this is so loud too. Not that, I mean, it's perfectly fine to be here, but wasn't trying to stir the entire town's attention. Yeah, I'm not quite sure that anything's gonna be visible at this point. I might have to check another location I had marked on the map. It's starting to get a little bit more clear. I really didn't want to hike the entire way from this location just because of where I had to park. Kind of a little bit of a seedy looking place, and it's still a public road, and the gate was completely open, but it's one of those places that kind of makes you slightly uncomfortable to park in. So underneath here though are a few different roads and foundations of buildings. I'd like to at least get one before I try and maybe drive here to the next location. It's sort of easy to tell the borders of it. You can see where the main section of the reservoir begins and where this sort of flat area is right here. However, there were some visible foundations and pieces of buildings, as well as pieces of the old roads running through, that I was hoping to get to show you all. I may have to wait until it gets closer to summer though. And it's really only rained like off and on over the last 48 hours, and this has already become flooded again, just because of the oversaturation of the ground during the last few weeks of winter and all that flooding that I was filming for the channel. There's tons and tons of rotting wood and branches, and then every once in a while speckled in is some man-made thing like this plastic rimmed hat here. I even brought my GoPro along so I could hopefully get some underwater shots if necessary. But it looks like the floodwaters have put a rest to that idea. As you can probably guess, I'm not really going to get an image sticking a GoPro in there. And I believe this right now is the end of my journey on this section. Now across this way, the reservoir drops off again and gets deeper, and then there's some more solid ground over this way. And if I drive over that way, I may be able to get access and see a few of the relics left behind. I saw this object abandoned over here and I wasn't quite positive what it was. Huh. Almost looks like some kind of plastic post to maybe put them, it looks like maybe a mailbox was on it. Looks like I can go yet a little bit farther. I'm gonna try and walk a little bit and see if maybe there's something visible. Then we'll turn around and head back and drive. Now it's all probably shallow enough that I could just wade through most of it. However, I just don't think it's worth it if we're not going to be able to actually see any pieces of the town. Well, I can officially declare this the loudest hike I've ever had. There cannot be one person nearby that is surprised that there's someone hiking in the woods nearby. I think I've announced to anybody within a half-mile radius that there's someone back here. There's just so much debris on the ground. Alright, definitely correct. Everything is pretty much buried under that foot of like mud and silt. And so even though I could walk it, it's still not going to be visible. We'll come back to this location more towards the summer, and we'll try and drive to the next location where something is visible. Someone's just hung a strand of old Christmas lights up. Pretty flooded from here, but I'm gonna go ahead and get out and walk down a ways and see what all I can find, and maybe not get shot in the process. Alright, so I've just kind of brought the bare essentials with me this time. I got the GoPro here in the left hand, waiting in case you need any underwater shots, although with the mud and the water I'm kind of doubting. Still an absolutely fabulous place to come and explore. Great adventure out here, and really a piece of history. Most of the old road is wearing away. I don't know where a lot of these bigger stones came from, if they were used sort of as aggregate underneath the road, or if they somehow got here after the fact due to flooding, or who knows. And starting to look worse and worse. And you can kind of see straight ahead here how some of this debris, how a lot of this debris occurs, and how the floodwaters just kind of drag everything into piles and make it really difficult to walk through. Looks like an oil drum of some sort back there. A drum that held some sort of chemicals, maybe. I'm gonna try and find my way around this just a little bit, but it's looking pretty hopeless. This is an easy place to get a twisted ankle too. Okay. Yeah, the water level is going to be way too high. I don't see anything visible at this point. I thought I saw somebody back at my car for a minute. I can't really tell. All right. This view right here pretty much sealed the deal. I can see all the way to where I was previously standing, way across the reservoir, and everything at this point is under so much muddy water that it is not visible at all, except for these small sections of road leading in. And so I'm gonna take that cue and call this one a day. We're gonna head back to this location just as we did the previous ghost town. Something else is out here. But anyway, we will come back here shortly, the next few months or so, and grab this in between hopefully one of our bigger trips, either out west or down south, or who knows. But thank you all for watching. I appreciate you tuning in to watch these episodes on 539 Productions. And don't forget, as always, to check out the behind the scenes actions on all of these episodes, including some awesome live streams that we do hopefully now every few days or so, or a couple times a week. And lots of other fun content to come on there as well. Trying to do that channel once a day and bring you guys some cool stuff in between these 539 episodes, so make sure to check out that. The link to that channel is available in the description below. And I hope that you all have a great night, and I'll see you in the next adventure.